Nos, srácok, üdvözlök mindenkit itt a mai streamben. Hétvége van. Na, hát most kivételesen nem tankozni fogok. Hamarosan jön így a Life is Strange-nek megint egy folytató része, úgyhogy előástam valami sztori játékot. Semmi köze egyébként hozzá, csak így mellesleg megjegyezném. Elvileg ez is ilyen nagyon hasonló valami, mint a Life is Strange. Érdekes a design. A játéknak a címe mi is volt? Jaj, basszus. Wreck. Elvileg lesz benne valami baleset, egy kis dráma, meg hasonlók. Érdekesen kezdődik. Már gépeli a sztorit. Amúgy tényleg a Life is Strange-es az arcstyle nagyon. Na, azért sorompót látni is nagyon ritka. Vasúti átkelőn. Úgyhogy biztos, hogy nem hozzánk közel játszódik a sztori. Na. És egyből kórház. Volkswagen akarna az lenni? Jól láttam a logót.
Confession. I love crappy romantic comedies. Yeah, it's a cliché. I can't help it. I love them. All those movies have that scene, you know? The girl is at her wit's end. She's been crying her eyes out, her makeup is running, she looks like a zombie. She's done. Which is when Ryan Gosling knocks on her door to coax her out.
Jobbat nem találtatok már? Komolyan.
Miért?
Ha miért nem, akkor Ryan Reynolds. Épp pont a Goslingot kell mindig előhúzni, Jézusom.
Ah, shit. That sounds nothing like Ryan Gosling. See, this is the problem with my life in a nutshell. It's not romantic, and it's certainly not a comedy. All right, where am I? What happened? I felt woozy.
Ó, tehát a színesre rá lehet kattintani, és úgy megy tovább a...
And I guess that I fainted? Well...
Úgy megy tovább a sztori.
The hospital restroom floor like a sack of potatoes. No better place for a
Hát ez érdekesen fog akkor kinézni így a sztori vezetés.
Honestly, not really, no.
Ó, és még lent is van választási opció.
As if I could be sure of anything.
Fekszik a kórházba
Still, I should probably update my guardian angel. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe there's some... Yes, I'm sure. I'm good. I just had a little bit of a moment. A big moment. But it's over now.
De időhöz van kötve alul is a cucc.
Much better. I can hardly tell her the truth, can I?
Jó, a nagy graffitis az nincs. A nagy graffitis az nem volt időhöz kötve.
I'll be out in just a second. Those weren't here before.
De mintha a többi az ahhoz lett volna kötve.
I'm sure this comes as a shock, but it is crucial that you understand the situation. Your mom had a brain aneurysm. Do you know what that means?
Agyi aneurizma, hát az nem kellemes dolog.
I could never get myself to call her mom. She's always been married to me. As I understand it, it's a weakened artery wall.
Correct. And that artery ruptured which caused a hemorrhage. It is a serious situation. We need to prepare for whatever happens next very quickly indeed.
I've watched enough Grey's Anatomy to know that this is not good. Serious? What can I do?
Anything related to medical care will be my team's responsibility. But you are her trusted advocate.
Akkor gondolom műtétre fogják fölkészíteni itt a kedves anyukát.
This is the reason we called you. We have your name and your number, which means that you signed the release.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
And since she's not able to express her will,
Vagy lehet, nem is az anyja, mert mondta, hogy sose hívta az anyjának. Mindig Mary volt.
So you must know that there are a number of options to consider.
I don't believe it! She put my name on the form without asking me. She must have forged my signature. It's hardly a surprise. She's always done that kind of stuff. But I'm not making any important decisions. The phone call from the hospital, that was a surprise. I'd never have thought anything so serious would happen to her. Anyway, when she's back on her feet, she's going to have a good laugh about this. The idea of me deciding on her behalf. I've had my share of this kind of responsibility, and it didn't turn out well. However, my dear mother doesn't seem to understand. Of course, Jan will have her say, and if we disagree, all hell will break loose. Pitting us against one another at a time like this, that's exactly what my mother would do. I feel trapped, like a fish in a barrel. Oh, come to think of it, I would love that. A 30-second memory?
Nincs jó kapcsolatuk, az már így előre lejött.
For I am the terror of the oceans. That reminds me of the
Eléggé meg volt
nickname I got during
lepődve azon,
swim
hogy
class
a
in middle school.
kórházból ugye felhívták. Hát gondolom kitöltötte azt a papírt, hogy kit kell ilyen helyzetbe értesíteni.
I'm sorry, miss.
Nem volt elragadtatva a csaj.
Demange. I went back to my maiden name.
I'm sorry, that wasn't in your file. Listen, I understand that this is all very sudden, but we don't have a lot of time. We need to focus.
We do indeed. I'm sorry, it's just the...
It's okay. I understand. It's not an easy situation. Our major concern right now is the hemorrhage is spreading. There's the risk of a cerebral vasospasm. That is a complication which could severely affect her brain.
Is she going to die?
We're doing our best
Hát,
to
ha
make
gyorsan
sure
nem
that
csinálnak
doesn't
majd, akkor
happen.
igen.
But there could
Agyi
be
aneurizma
long-term
az
consequences. This sort of
vérrög
event
a
severely
gyérben.
impacts the body, and mental functions may also be impaired. I need to know if you and your mother will be able to deal with that sort of complication.
Azt hiszem, vagy agyérben van vér aláfutás, vérrög, ami nem olyan kellemes dolog. Jó veszélyes.
Holy fucking shit. What do you mean?
To be completely frank, if we're able to pull your mother through this, there's only a small chance she'll be like she was before.
Small? How small?
Smaller than that. In all probability, she will never be quite the same. Some people would prefer not to keep living under such circumstances. That rather their medical care were geared more around letting go as gracefully as possible. What I need to know is, what would your mother want?
I don't know how to answer that.
Na ez az a beszélgetés, amit egy orvossal soha büdös életben nem akarna lefolytatni.
It was...
To be in MoMA. Excuse me?
MoMA, the museum in New York.
Miss Demange, Wait, your mother's that Marie Demange? The artist?
Ah, there it is. Works every
Ami
time.
híres nő akkor a muter.
Once people figure out who Marie is, snap! Their whole demeanor changes. They feel like they know her somehow. Yeah, the Marie Demange. And I'm her assistant, I guess. I handle the business, the management, the press,
nem nagyon
so that she
repes
can
a...
be fully dedicated
Hogy
to
ki is az
art,
anyja.
see? Anyway, the other day,
Nem mondtál, hogy a lány, az inkább az
They
asszisztens,
want to
azt
do a
mondta.
retrospective on her life and work. Can you imagine? The billboards, the crowds, the press, the whole shebang. And I'm like, hell yeah! I hop into my car, I rush over to tell her, I run into the workshop, yelling, and you know what she said? Did you hear from Mama? Ugh. Someone had told her they were considering her self-portrait 8, a canvas from her latest series. A whole exhibit in Paris, on the other hand, she didn't care. So, that's my mother. Most of the time, I don't know. I have no idea what she wants.
I know what I'm asking isn't easy. I can give you a little time to think.
Like that would change anything.
No.
Yeah. I suppose I need to think about it. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Kíváncsi, hogy lesz time limit. De úgy nézem, hogy nincs.
I know what she'd say. That I'm running away again. What did she expect? That I just show up and what? Decide whether she lives or she dies?
Mi gondolt az orvos, hogy egyből aláírja, most élni fog, vagy halni? Hát az elég gyors döntés lett volna. Ja. Hú. Ojjjjjjjjjjjjjjj. Most elvileg én irányítom a csajnak a fejét. Jeez, bejött egy őzike az útba, ha jól láttam. Ez csúnya lesz. Egy emlék.
I remember. Diane and I found an injured bird in the backyard. It was tiny.
De érdekes mondjuk így az irányítás, hogy csak a kamerát tudom mozgatni.
I think it was around the time Marie had set up her new studio in the sunroom. Now that I think of it, that was also my first experience with death. In fact,
találtak egy sérült madarat, és az volt az első tapasztalat a gyerekként a halállal.
I never figured out why. And why am I thinking about this now?
Azt mondja, left click advance, right click rewind. Maradjon advanced. Kéne a jobb is? Ja, nyomni kell. Ha vissza lehet tekerni, várjunk. Csomag. Más nincs itt? Nincs.
Yeah, Diane was so proud of packing her own suitcase. Her father came to pick her up that afternoon. She spent the weekend with
most
him
jobban
and her
belemegyünk az
stepsister.
emlékbe.
I was a bit jealous, but also happy to have some time with my mother. Just us.
A barátnő az ment most el, és örült, hogy több ideje lesz az édesanyjával. Hoppá, előre.
Marie told us she'd take care of the bird, so we went back to playing. I never saw it again, and when I asked what happened, she said it just flew away. I was so relieved.
Azt gondolom, most hazudott a muter. Végül is, hogy mi történt. Valamire felkelt.
I think
Shadow.
I saw a big shadow moving down the hallway that night. I imagined a monster bird was visiting us.
Hát meg tényleg úgy néz ki egy kicsit, mintha valami modern lenne. De ezt gondolom csak az édesanyjának az árnyéka. Nyitva maradt az ajtó, nagyon semmi másra. Fönt madarak vannak neki az ágya fölött. Hoppá. Oh.
Do you recognize it? This is the mobile that Marie made me before I was born. It's exquisite.
Az anyja készített nekem modell, még mielőtt megszületett. Azt gondolom, akkor a gyerekágy fölé volt eredetileg felaggatva. Az ősféle játék. Nest. Oh.
The nest was high up in the tree, but the wind
Az
blew
elején nem
down.
adta be.
The bird was obviously young. It was a big fall. It must have been badly hurt. I didn't realize it at the time.
Fiatal volt, és megsérült. Addig kéne körbe menni, még mindegyik cuccot meg nem találom. Oh, painting.
Back then, Marie wasn't very well known, but she was hardworking. She had just started a series on birds, actually. They were all
Hát, hogy
over the
akkoriban
house.
nem volt
She
annyira,
considered them a symbol. A
nem
postmodern
volt annyira
symbol of
ismerős, viszont nagyon jó
anti-anthropic
festő volt,
levity.
madarakat kezdett el
Classic
festeni.
Marie.
Szemüveg semmi. Itt a ágya fölött van ugyanaz a kép. Nem is ember, most látom, basszus, hát az a ruhafogas. Még mindig nincs meg minden, vagy? Még a bőröndre... Nem a bőröndre reagál, most a házra.
Now I know for certain that someone was in the backyard that night. And since Diane was at her father's, it must have been Marie. What was she doing out there? Maybe...
Valószínűleg eltemette a madarat.
Marie was always quite passionate about birds. So I suggested we keep this one as a pet once it got better. I could already
Egy háziállatnak akarta, mert annyira el volt varázsolva, hogy annyira érdekelte a madarak őket,
At the time, I didn't understand why she reacted like that. But now...
Hogy akkor nem értette gyerekként, hogy miért úgy reagált az anyja, ahogy. Hát felnőttként már más a szitu.
Maybe Marie killed the bird. That's what she was doing out there in the middle of the night, burying it in secret. And it might sound strange, but I also understand why she did it.
Azért nem hiszem, hogy ennyire drasztikus megoldáshoz folyamodott volna. Kedves anyuka. Hát mondjuk itt a szobában nem nagyon reagál semmire. Akár merre csavarom, akár honnan nézem. Ó, eltűnt a festmény. De, már van változás. Nincs ott a madárfestmény fölötte.
Marie is really an astonishing person, you know. She's usually hard, but also she could be vulnerable sometimes. She couldn't stand seeing the bird injured. She knew it would never recover. It was too weak. I remember she said, "Not being able to fly, that's no life for a bird." She thought it would be better off dead. She could have just abandoned it, let things run their course. But I don't think she did. I think she killed it with her own hands. It sounds cruel, doesn't it? But that's just Marie. That's her outlook on life. She's all or nothing.
Mindent vagy semmit, azóta az ő világnézete. Ezzel az emlékkel próbálná azt elmagyarázni, hogy
What I need to know is what would your
mit
mother
vezetett fel
want?
az orvos. Tehát, hogy vagy ugye az mellett dönt, hogy megműtik, de nem feltétlenül lesz neki jó az állapota. Tehát valószínűleg élete végén mondjuk ágyhoz lesz kötve, kómába vagy valami, és az nem egy élet. És akkor mivel olyan volt a hozzáállása ez a kis madaras sztorival, hogy sérült volt meg minden, nem tudott volna meggyógyulni, inkább megölte a kis madarat, hogy talán jobb lenne, ha hagyna elmenni. Kicsit drasztikus.
Not this time. After all, isn't this what Marie wanted?
De vajon ezt akarná-e?
My legs are shaking. Maybe I'm having another turn. I think I need a sugary drink.
Azért dönteni egy másik ember életéről,
You need anything?
az nem kis dolog.
I need more coffee. But if I drink another one, my stomach's going to declare war on the rest of me.
I just can't speak on my mom's behalf. One thing's for sure, she's a radical.
Radikális volt. Az az egy dolog, amit mondhat róla biztosan.
I understand. It's hard to contemplate the idea of living with a disability.
It's not that, not at all. If we were talking about me or someone else, I would say it's gonna be fine. You adapt. People do it all the time. They have to. Life's too important. I would say that. She wouldn't. I'm not sure that answers your question.
She certainly comes across as rather forthright.
You don't say.
I've seen her on TV a couple of times. My father loves her. She's an extraordinary artist. In her interviews, she's so impressive, fierce even. It must be quite something to be the daughter of someone so talented.
I've heard this one before. That's a polite way to say it can't be easy to have a nutcase for a mother. You get used to it. Doctor, do we know why this happened? We were just having dinner last night. She was fine.
There could be a lot of factors. Family history, hypertension, alcohol consumption.
I did have a pretty severe hangover this morning.
Even past trauma, like a historic head injury. It's hard to say right now.
Hát hirtelen jött, mert még az előző nap együtt ettek.
All right, Miss Demange, I'll give you time to think. Let's speak again in about 2 hours, if that works for you.
Sounds good. Can I?
Hát az kimúlt.
Yes, of course.
Shit.
I know what I have to do, what I should do. It wasn't that long ago that I could write this kind of scene without breaking a sweat. I step into the room, there'll be tubes everywhere, beeping sounds. The audience will know that it's serious. Then I start bawling my eyes out. I collapse on my mom's bed, pouring out snot from my nose. Or maybe I'll be dignified, stony-faced, standing quietly in the corner. Close up on my face. They'll see I'm suffering. Deep inside, a single tear rolls down my cheek. That's exactly how it will happen. Or what should happen. There's just one problem.
Igen, hogy kettő ilyen szituációt írt le, hogy mi történne, hogyha bemenne az édesanyjához, vagy ott állna teljesen rezzentelen arccal, lecsorogna csak egy könycsepp az arcán, vagy összeesne, oda borulna az édesanyja ágyához. Valószínűleg jól értettem, hogy ő író, sok ilyen hasonló jelenetet írt már, csak hát ez valószínűleg nem egy jelenet, hanem ez a valóság.
I really must. She probably needs me. I don't know why, but I can't open that door. It's always stressful to share an elevator with a stranger. Still, it could be worse. Hey, June. I could have to share it with my sister.
No.
Okay,
Diane.
I'm kidding. We love each other. Love giving each other a hard time. Okay, I love giving her a hard time. For instance. Hey, Didi-Doo. Nothing?
I haven't
Semmi.
eaten yet. My blood sugar's low, okay? Come with me to the cafeteria.
Okay.
But if you utter that stupid nickname one more time, I'll strangle you.
There it is. She had me worried for a sec.
This food looks nasty.
Did you notice? Jan
Na, akkor ezek
loves
ketten
being in
megismerik
charge.
egymást.
She wasn't always like that. It started when she was a teenager. Some people get acne. She got authority.
So, how's work?
You know, scheduling, phone calls, spreadsheets. It's mind-numbing. There's no time to think. That's why I love it so much.
How's your script coming along?
I never should have told her about it. I guess I had a moment of weakness. I thought she would worry less about me if she knew I was working on something creative. But
Azt hiszem,
why
valami
did I even think
kreatívon
she was worrying
dolgozik.
about it in the first place? She doesn't seem worried now. Better change the subject. And how are you?
Well, since you ask,
So easy.
I was doing good until yesterday. One of my idiot patients up and groped my ass.
She's a physical therapist, working with professional athletes.
Fizioterapeuta. A csajá, szóval itt dolgozik a kórházban.
She spends her days massaging pretty boys with 2 brain cells and 0 self-control. She's the best in her field, I've heard. All the major soccer clubs are fighting over her. Probably because she has her own story. Oh, Jan, I'm sorry.
Why? It's not my first rodeo. But that pathetic little virgin really pissed me off. Anyway, he has a broken hand now. Good thing he plays soccer, not volleyball.
The worst part is, she's not joking.
In other news, this place is so stressful. Everyone's way too nice.
Az a, hogy
It is a
mindenki kedves.
hospital, Jan.
I know. They should be scowling 24/7. So, how is she?
I haven't been to see her yet.
What are you waiting for? A singing telegram? Sorry, that was uncalled for. This whole situation, it's just a lot.
Yeah? Sounds like there's something else. Something else bothering you?
No, nothing else.
Wanna bet that there's something else?
Lesz ott még valami.
Well, I guess, I did meet with the doctor this morning. She told me about your deal. Between Mom and you. And, to be honest, I was shocked. Were you going to tell me at some point?
De hogy hallotta, hogy dumált, hogy a dokival, gondolom, vázolta neki, hogy a szituációt, azt mondta.
See? I knew that this whole trusted advocate thing would never fly. The only question is, will she believe me when I tell her I didn't know? Are you bitter right now?
Certainly not.
Certainly.
No. I mean,
You are bitter. You're pouting. Look at your fucking face.
enough, okay? Stop it. This isn't the time. I just don't get it.
What is there to get? You know Marie. She's unpredictable.
Wait, you mean you didn't know?
Well, you should see what my signature looks like on the form.
She's the worst. Why would she do that?
I have no idea. I guess she thought it made sense since I handled the rest of her paperwork. Unless she thought I was a perfect fit since I'm a Libra with Pisces rising or whatever.
All right, but still, it's a big responsibility. And it's a bit weird to ask you, of all people, to make that decision.
What am I supposed to do? Scream in the middle of the hospital cafeteria? That's not my style. Although, the way this day is going, it might become my style.
You can be pretty clumsy. You can't cook a meal without setting the house on fire.
Et voilà! I'm never going to live that down, am I?
Depends. Have you figured out a safe way to brown-baked Alaska yet?
Whatever. This isn't the time to rehash all that.
Really, I don't get it. This is so important. Why would she trust you over me?
All right, I've had enough.
Hát az még én se értem, hát elvileg a csaj a lánya, mi közel a másiknak hozzá.
You know what? You're right. Only an idiot would trust me.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, here it comes. You're the reliable one, aren't you? The one people can always count on.
What are you talking about?
Ugh, I'm out of here. I'd probably just trip over her ventilator or something. Wouldn't want that to happen now, would we?
You're being ridiculous, you know. Please, sit down. I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, you didn't? Well, you got that wrong. Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? I just can't help it.
Na, és megint megy a kocsiba.
So Mom wrote my name instead of hers on a worthless paper. What does it matter?
Megint ugyanaz
Jen
az
and I are
út.
stuck in this stupid competition. I hate it, but I feel I can't escape it.
Ojjjjjjjjj. Megint ugyanaz. Te van egy bármi más, amire rá tudnék nyomni esetleg. Megint ugyanaz? Arra? Nem. Hopp. Ez öngyújtó volt az. Kicsit olyan fehérebb volt a körvonala.
Of course I'd remember that day.
Megint egy múltbéli
My
emlék.
infamous 25th birthday. The day we met Jan's girlfriend. The day we danced a little, ate a little, and drank too much. But most of all,
Táncoltak,
the day
ünnepeltek és sokat
everyone went
ittak.
home early because I set the kitchen on fire while making
Ó,
dessert.
hogy ez volt az a beköpés a tűzgyújtásról. Kicsit felgyújtott a konyhát. Hát előfordul, ha az ember kicsit sokat iszik. Nem tudom még mozgatni. Na lássuk, mi lesz itt a poén. Az
I
ajándék.
wasn't expecting Marie to have a present for me, and yet she remembered. It was a bottle of Japanese whiskey as old as I was, 25 years of age, but as
25 éves
usual with
japán
Marie,
whisky.
things couldn't
Az
just
komoly.
be nice. I hope you like it because it costs me a fortune. That's what she said when she handed me the bottle. I hate whiskey. I hated it then, I hate it now. She could
Nem
afford
nyomod az
it too.
alkoholért.
She wasn't world famous yet, but her career was taking off, and with that, her taste became more and more luxurious. Me? Oh, I was light years away from all of that. That's how it works with Marie. Even when she does something for Jan and I, in the end, it's always about her. It was the first time Jan introduced us to her girlfriend. Her very first girlfriend. She didn't make a big deal of it. She didn't even tell me that she would have a guest. But I knew it was important to her.
Ez még akkor a tesója lenne? Ha érted, mert hogy hozta bemutatni a barátnőjét.
I was furious. It's stupid, I know, but I wanted to enjoy my party. And she showed up with something important to share. All of a sudden, my 25th birthday seemed trite, unimportant. In fact, from the moment Diane and her girlfriend arrived, I no longer mattered to Marie. She rushed over to hug them both. I don't think I'd ever seen my mother so excited. Then she congratulated Diane for her rejection of patriarchally mandated heteronormativity. Diane didn't say anything, but I could see she was upset. Her intimacy had just been reduced to activism somehow. Her girlfriend was called Sasha. She was nice, intuitive, smart, and very pretty.
Hát kicsikét felrótta azt, hogy pont a születésnapján hozta bemutatni a barátnőjét. Mindkét cucc ugye elég fontos dolog. És hát úgy érezte, hogy az ő születésnapja az egy kicsit úgy háttérbe szorult, vagy hát az annak a fontossága, vagy jelentősége.
I was quite reluctant to organize this party. It was the last birthday I would celebrate at Marie's. Your dad and I were about to move in together. So I wanted to make it special. To impress my mother. Earn her respect, maybe even her admiration. But that would only happen if everything were perfect. The fire made it a complete failure. But to be honest, she'd have found some problem anyway.
Egy tökéletes ünnepet akart, tökéletes napot akart az anyja véget csinálni. Azt akart, hogy az egész az ilyen tökéletes tegyen, mert mindenen problémát tudott találni az anyja.
Jan always loved being the center of attention. But when she showed up with her hair cut short and dyed green, I almost didn't recognize her. 19 years strong on this earth, and she couldn't care less about people's opinions. She was amazing to me. But I wonder if she was, at least unconsciously, trying to please Marie. It worked, by the way. Marie always had a soft spot for the rebels, and contempt for the rest. I'll let you guess which category I was in. I was so stressed out that night that I started drinking early. Marie loves to drink, so does Diane, and her girlfriend Sasha followed along. Long story short, we got drunk fast. All four of us. We had booze, we had cigarettes, plus the other stuff.
Na, elég korán kezdtek el inni, és jó bepiáltak.
And after a while, Diane was completely out. She could barely stand.
Hoppá.
So yes, Jan and I were trapped in this ridiculous rivalry. The choir girl versus the rebel. The meek versus the indomitable.
Mindig is riválisok voltak, nagyon ellentétes volt a személyiségük.
She's not allowed to show any sign of weakness. I'm never taken seriously, and we hold it against each other. But as soon as we lower our guard, we are saddled with the obvious. Marie forgot Jan's birthday once. Jan didn't say anything. She was convinced there'd be a surprise for her after dinner. But then it was time to go to bed, and she broke down, crying. I did everything I could to comfort her. So I played some music on the living room stereo, and I invited her to dance. And since then, for each of our birthdays, she and I always end up dancing. It's become more intense as we grew in Marie's shadow. We care about each other more than anyone else. When dinner started, Marie turned on the charm. She laughed loudly, talked a lot, asked all kinds of questions. She has the most unbelievable charisma when she's trying to please someone, you know? And that night, she really was trying. I thought it was odd. She certainly wasn't doing it for me, or for Diane. And then I noticed the way she was looking at Sasha. I saw the glimmer in her eyes. The same as when she talks about Japanese whiskey. And I got worried.
Hűha. Ott van lent egy mobiltelefon, értékes a textúrája. Tyű, az itten sok mindenki gyulladt, nem csak a konyha. Vagy az úgy alapból éget, meg a kandalló.
Alex called several times that night. He wanted to know how things were going. He had a hunch things would be tense, and he wanted to be my emotional hotline. I didn't answer. I wanted to fend for myself. It's why I didn't invite him in the first place. I'll admit, sometimes his support was stifling.
A jó sütemény! Hoppá, 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 hoppá. Ez megint máshogy néz ki. Hát nem volt jó a családi idill.
I'd got these nice candles to decorate the table with. Obviously, I burnt myself when lighting them. To no one's surprise,
Egy kicsit ügyetlenke volt a csaj.
Gavus, they called me. It means clumsy in Latin. Marie coined
Lehet,
that
hogy nem
one.
volt elég önbizalma.
I didn't mind. Quite the contrary. In any family, everyone plays a role. You just need to find the one that suits you.
Minden családban egy
I
szerepet
like
játszik
being
mindenki, és
the
meg kell ott
bumbling,
találja az
fumbling
illető
one.
a saját
That way, at
szerepét.
least, the pressure was off.
Nem mondom én, hogy hiányzott az önbizalma a csajnak. Semmi. Ez a konyha megint. Hoppá, accident. Baleset.
The flames went up very high, very quickly. Everyone ran into the kitchen. Marie, Diane, and Sasha.
Nem nagyon láttam itt senkit.
That sobered her up. She grabbed the extinguisher from the cupboard and put out the fire. She laughed her ass off about it later. I said it was an accident. I was trying to brown the baked Alaska, but it got out of hand. No one questioned my version of events. The whole thing was just classic me. Alex wasn't there to defend me, and I just sucked it up. I never saw Sasha after that day. She and Diane broke up a few weeks later.
Gyorsan szakítottak is. De hogy valószínűleg eljátszotta, vagy azt mondta, hogy véletlen baleset történt, és mindenki elhitte. Hát, hogy akkor nem is baleset volt? Nagyon úgy hangzott. No, bármi még itt kiderül. Nem nagyon látok semmit. Ups, az anyád.
Maybe I was just drunk. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I was paranoid. But when Marie invited Sasha to her studio to see the paintings and more, ooh, that raised a flag. She was up to something. She was trying to seduce her. And maybe she could have. I tried to warn Diane, told her to watch out. She was too far gone. I had to do something, but I couldn't face Marie head on.
Ha valami útjára se volt rendben, rástartott volna a csajnak a barátnőjére? Vagy a lányának a barátnőjére? Az... Hú. Az kemény.
No one noticed the bottle of Japanese whiskey was completely empty. Alcohol burns nicely on the stove.
Akkor nem baleset volt, direkt csináltam.
And you know
Mert
what?
jó ég a whisky.
I wasn't even that drunk.
Azt
I
mondja.
was mostly angry at Marie, at myself.
Tehát, hogy mérges volt saját magára,
Maybe nothing happened
meg az
after all.
anyjára.
Maybe Marie didn't try anything. I'll never know. But I was scared enough for Jan's relationship that I set the kitchen on fire.
Hát minden esetre érdekes egy este volt. Hopp, terv fölött valami nem jelent? Nem jelent meg.
I never told Jan what happened. She still thinks I'm a bumbling idiot. I can't tell her the truth, and she wouldn't want to hear it anyway. But what I did that night, I did out of love. Marie always said that you can't trust anyone in life. Well, in that moment, whether she knew it or not, Jan could trust me.
Why would she trust you over me?
And here we go again, trying to see who can spit the furthest. But you know what? I'm not playing this game. She needs her sister today, not a fight. You know, I get it.
Get what?
Why you think of me this way. The chump who keeps screwing things up.
I never...
I understand because that's my little routine, you know?
What are you saying?
Na, ön elmondja neki?
What's
Vagy
wrong
nem?
with me? I'm not about to tell her all my dirty secrets. That
Nem.
wouldn't be like me at all. Although I guess this is a pretty good day for confessions. It's not easy existing between Marie and you. Between the overbearing artist and her gifted little go-getter. So I figured if I played the klutzy ditz, I wouldn't need to compete with either of you.
If I'm so gifted, why the hell did I choose this grapefruit? This thing's disgusting.
That's my Didi-Doo. Open your heart a tiny bit and she gets all uncomfortable. Grapefruit is always terrible, Didi-Doo.
Milyen becenévez,
Understand
Jézus!
this. We both know things can be tense between us. It would be easier if I could act like this is all her fault. Jan's competitive spirit is unmatched. She has to be the first in everything. You can make her a little stupid sometimes. Oh, just like when she was training for tennis, or when we did hamster races. She hit the ball so forcefully, like I've never seen. One day at home, I noticed her hand was swollen. She said it was nothing. She especially didn't want to tell Marie. And I had to threaten to snitch on her so she'd let me take her to the hospital. It turns out she'd fractured her wrist. She told the doctor that it had been a bit painful for weeks, but that she was fine. She wouldn't even hear about a cast because she had an important tournament coming up.
Olyan erősen ütötte az teniszütő, megsérült neki a csuklója. És még az sem érdekelt, hogy így megsérült, mert lehetne volna neki valami meccs, verseny. Annak ellenére, hogy Doki figyelmeztette. Igen. Minden, vagy a tesója első akart lenni, hogy elsőnek kellett lennie, még azért bénázott, hogy tehát így magára felhívja az anyja figyelmét, hogy igazából a tehetséges festő, meg a mindenben ügyes tesó között ő volt az ilyen kis szerencsétlenke. Hát ugye ezzel próbáltam azt a figyelem hiányos állapotot valahogy valahogy ellensúlyozni, ahogy ő legalábbis úgy érezte, nem figyelnek rá eleget. És ez valahogy ez megmaradt nála mindig. És ezért nem érte tesója, hogy miért őt választotta, miért az ő nevét jegyezte fel erre a papírra, hogy ilyen helyzetben ugye kinek kell döntenie az anyja állapotáról. Hát jó, azért a dramaturgia az tetszik. Tetszik.
I felt like punching you at times.
És családi dráma.
Yeah, it sounds weird when I say it out loud. You're the strongest person I know.
And you're built like a sea cucumber.
Look, all I'm saying is, I was always on your side when it mattered.
Are you talking about Mom right now?
Not just her. Yeah, I'm totally talking about Marie. I'm talking about the fact that you're my sister, and that's special to me. And I know it's the same to you. All right, that's enough sappy stuff for one day. Let's talk about something else. Look, I'm sure you're upset.
Of course I'm upset. We just found out that Mom might die. Does that mean nothing to you?
It does. Of course it does. But it's okay. I'm handling it. You know, I'm perfectly capable of making this decision. Just leave it to me this time.
What's going on, June?
I'm sorry?
Something's wrong.
Could be the grapefruit. I read somewhere that it's really toxic. And,
No, it's not the grapefruit. I don't
Mióta?
recognize you. You're different.
Ooh, she wants to talk. Seriously. That's just her way to cope with stress. She needs to dissect things to understand them. And she needs to understand things in order to control them. So, what's the play? Idiot or goldfish? Maybe if I say nothing, she'll leave me alone?
Az kétlem.
And don't pretend you can't hear me.
Hát megmondtam.
I guess I can't get out of this one.
You're acting like some kind of robot. You're all closed off. And
Hát egy ilyen szituációt azért érzelmileg mindenki máshogy kezel. Azt nem lehet elvenni, legyen egy standard hozzáállás az embernek egy ilyen szituációban, hogy valaki életéről, főleg
Where's the Jen I know?
hogyha a
She's got some
családtag
nerve lecturing me as
életéről
though
van,
nothing
szóval ezt
happened.
érzelmileg mindenki ugyanúgy kezelje.
She's not entirely wrong. I haven't exactly been brimming over with empathy recently. It's not my fault, you know. It just makes it easier to get through the day. For me, at least. I'm not sure how anyone else manages.
Pontosan.
Okay, maybe I am a little bit distant, but have you thought about my situation?
See? That's exactly the problem. And, okay, this is going to make me sound like a huge asshole yet again, but I'm used to that. I've been meaning to talk to you about this, so why not do it now? We're here for Mom, and you can see how hard this is on me. And yet, here we are, yet again, talking about you. What happened to you was awful. It really was. Absolutely horrible. But that was 5 years ago.
Valami történt 5 éve.
It can't be 5 years. It can't
Gyorsan
be
megy az idő.
5 years. It can't be 5 years. It was only yesterday. Why the hell is she bringing this up anyway?
Miért mondta, hogy 5 éve, és nem 5 éve, hanem ma reggel?
Where are you going with this?
I don't really know. I guess I'm a little worried about you. I don't understand what goes on in your head, and that scares me. Why are you like this?
Really? She's worried about me? You had to go there, didn't you? You really, you can't help yourself. Whenever you can't control something, you just hate it, don't you? And so, pow, you attack.
You're wrong, June. I'm just trying to help. You can't really tell me that everything's fine, can you?
Do you think that throwing my little problems back in my face is going to help? Oh, wonderful, wow. Oh, it's a miracle, I'm cured. Thanks for the therapy session, but I really have to go. Obviously, you can handle everything just fine on your own, so go ahead and take care of Marie.
Wait, June, don't leave, please. I'm sorry. I really need you. I really am a dumbass.
Hát ez a beszélgetés nem úgy ért véget, ahogy
She
remélte.
really is a dumbass. Should I be honest? Do I have to? I just grabbed the first opportunity to put up a stink so I could get the hell out of there. Of course I'm weird. And I can see how that might freak her out. But she wasn't telling me that because she cares. That was her lashing out to hurt me.
Hoppá, megint. Van még itt egy tabletta, öngyújtó. Aha, most ez jön. A kagyló. Mi nyaralás
You know,
lesz?
Astrid, memory is weird. You suddenly remember these moments without knowing why. For instance, one day I
Hát nem
visited a
állatkert,
fishery.
meg semmi strand.
This was a year or two ago. I was writing the script for a promotional documentary about lobsters, a freelance gig for the Agricultural Chamber of Brittany. Truly the crowning moment of my career. Huh? Although for real, I loved writing it. It felt good, going outside, meeting people.
Ja, várj, hogy írod, de nem biztos, hogy olyan írott, tehát lehet, hogy újságíró. A csaj.
Shall I tell you what I remember? Everyone loves lobsters. Their exquisite and delicate flesh is prized by the finest gourmets.
Hát ez biztos, hogy érdekes egy kaja.
Lemon or mayonnaise, they're delicious.
Én mondjuk
On
személy
every
szerint nem
great
nagyon
chef's
vonzódok
menu,
feléjük, azt mondjuk,
lobsters are
hogy
a symbol
csirke.
of wealth and luxury.
Vagy ahhoz hasonló. Hát, hogy luxus cikk, az biztos.
Female lobsters may lay over 100,000 eggs in their lifetime. They keep each clutch underneath their tails for
Az igen,
several
100 000
months.
tojást
And when the
raknak.
eggs finally hatch, out come a
ikrákat, vagy
profusion
mit.
of lava just a few millimeters long. Can you imagine? Over 100,000 tiny little Astrids.
Az jó kis mennyiség amúgy. És ott a kagyló. Ami ugye jelenleg ugye az emlék. Remélem, hogy nem kell 50-szer most ezt visszatekerni. Hogyan jut be a tengerből a konyháig visszajátszás? Hát... Aztán itt nem volt semmi. Itt van egy akvárium, de... Erre nem jelez semmit. Hát nagyon sok minden látnivaló nincs ebben az emlékben. Csak nem itt kéne egy picit belasítani valahol. Hoppá!
Lobsters have a
Az anyám
chitinous
megvagy.
exoskeleton, a durable and tensile material that protects them fully. This natural barrier is so strong that lobsters... In short, no one can mess with lobsters. Except humans, of course.
Na, a csajra semmi. Hát nem lehetett valami marha jó ez a cikk, amit írt. Öcsém. A dobozba kéne? Nem, a dobozba sincs semmi. Kikötő sztori még mindig? Hát itt se látok semmit. Már hajón vagyunk. Csávóra nagyon nem tudok ránézni. Itt se látok semmit. Ja, mi a tökön van itt? Csapdába? Csapdába sincs semmi. Milyen trehány egy emlék? Csávóra se reagál. Hát most mit akarsz? Hun keressen, bakker? Mit akar most ezt tőlem? Elég gyanús, hogy valahogy itt kellene úgy odébb tekerni azt a nyomvatkamerát, hogy lásson valamit. Csak mit? Nem bakker. Csak merre kéne fordítani ezt a retkes kamerát, hogy jó legyen. Most körbevitt a kamera teljesen.
Lobsters are a mystery to science because they don't age.
Ez meddig tartott
Their
neki, míg
cells replace
kidobta?
themselves perfectly, which allows them to never stop growing throughout their lives.
Szóval addig egész életükben nőnek. Ja, akkor lassan valahol a konyhánál kéne lenni az emléknek. Ha itt már nincs semmi, ugye itt már voltunk. A hajón is, már a csomagolásnál is ott tart a
That
cucc.
was but
Hoppá.
I dug deeper. You can call me a lot of things, but I'm nothing if not conscientious. I learned a lot about lobsters that the Agricultural Council wouldn't have approved of. Ugly truths we'd rather hide. Everyone
Na,
loves
meg van főzve
lobsters.
végre.
But to truly love them, first you have to cook them. And to cook them, you have to kill them. There are two ways, traditional or modern.
Megint
The
két opció
traditional way
halálra.
is to chuck lobsters into boiling water. Alive. And wait, their flesh burns. The air bubbles beneath their shell expand and burst their organs. It's horrible. Lobsters don't want to die. But the people who love them don't care about that.
Nem akarnak meghalni, de vannak emberek, akik szeretik, és ezt igazából nem akarják megérteni.
Lobsters don't age, but after a while their shells do. And if they can't make a new one, their current shell will wear out. It will split. Bacteria, fungi, and other diseases might seep in through these cracks, and then the lobster will rot from the inside. Lobsters have a chitinous exoskeleton, but sometimes they feel trapped in it, so they molt. They leave their shells behind and expose themselves. Until their skin hardens again, the world is full of predators. Carnivorous fish, other arthropods, and humans, of course. Because when they've just molted, when they're soft, lobsters are their tenderest and their tastiest.
Érzek itt ezzel a megjegyzésével némi áthallás így az élet felé.
Female lobsters may lay over 100,000 eggs in their lifetime, but few will reach adulthood. The larvae will be gobbled up by passing wildlife. The young ones will be poisoned by water pollution. Their livers filled with heavy metals and microplastics. And those who grow big enough will be plucked out of the sea by humans to end up on a fishmonger's stall.
Hopp.
All this to say, being fake? Writing pretty lies? That doesn't bother me. Between my clerical work for Marie and those PR gigs, I learned to tune it out. No one wants to know what's in my head, but maybe you do?
Senki nem akarta tudni, mi van a fejében, de talán mi.
Everyone loves lobsters, and that love is what's killing them. If no one loved them, we'd let lobsters live happily at the cold bottom of the ocean. Lobsters don't need to be loved. Me neither, to be honest. Lobsters don't age. In fact, they could never die at all. If they just stayed in their holes, they'd never get sick. They'd never get harvested or trapped. Unfortunately, lobsters grow. Maybe that's the big difference between them and me.
Elég érdekes áthallások vannak. Jók ezek a sztorik, amikor így mindenféle képekkel, meg szimbólumokkal próbál ugye így áthallást találni a sztoriban, hogy egy másikat mesél el. Biztonságban lennének, hogyha páncéljukban maradnának. De egy kis gubóban élne az ember, egy kis buborékban, akkor biztonságban élhetni. Hát ez egy érdekes áthallás így a kettő között, az állat meg az ember között, ilyen hasonlat. Hopp.
Lobsters have a chitinous exoskeleton that limits their growth. As soon as they shed it, they're in danger. Their enemies notice their weakness. They can
túlépik a határaikat, akkor lesznek sérülékenyek, akkor jönnek az ellenségeik.
They'll tear it apart and feast on its flesh. I don't want to be eaten. Female lobsters may lay over 100,000 eggs in their lifetime, and they'll never watch them grow up. You might think that the sea is salty from all the tears shed by lobster mothers, but they don't cry. What good would all that sorrow do?
Na, hová lett a folytatás? Benéztem volna, bakker.
You know, Astrid, memory is weird. You suddenly remember these moments without knowing why, until you realize it's trying to teach you something crucial. That day, I learned that I needed to be stronger than a lobster, to never molt, to never get eaten, to just hide in my hole, to never cry. That's the only way that I could keep on living after you died, my little fawn. I don't want anything. I don't expect anything. I feel nothing.
Hogy aznap rájött,
Why are
hogy...
you like this?
Hogy aznap rájött, hogy úgy lehet erősebb, ha elfolyt magába mindent. Ez egy elég drasztikus lépés.
She's right. I have been weird lately. Honestly, I'm glad she noticed. You're right.
I am? Because I was starting to think that I was just being a dumbass.
Oh, you're totally a dumbass. You can't just bring up Astrid's death out of the blue and throw it in my face. But you are right. With her gone, something inside me is broken. I just don't feel anything. Everything just slides off me. I'm
Astrid. Hát ez a név nem ismerős, de meghalt, azt már megtudtuk.
A lobster?
And you're right. It's been 5 years already. But I'm still trying to figure out how the hell I'm meant to reconnect with my life.
I understand. I mean, I know I can't understand, but I think I
Érti,
get
hogy nem
it.
érti.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't think so. Well, you can keep on beating up idiots, but that's more of a public service than for me specifically.
I will. You know, I admire you.
Sure you do.
You've always been the sensitive one.
Ő volt mindig az érzékenyebb.
That's classic Marie right there. I'm sensitive, by which he means weak, not strong enough for the world. Obviously, I pale in
vagyis
comparison to
gyenge.
the formidable Diane. Yep, that's me. So fragile.
That's not what I mean. Mom raised us to bite before we get bitten. That was the only way out she could see. And I guess I took her literally. But you weren't like that. You knew how to listen. You got people. You were less scared of them. I always loved that about you.
That's new. What the hell do I say to that? That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, right. Knock it off. I don't know why it's so difficult for us to just talk. Maybe this is why Mom chose you.
Listen, Diane, I have no idea how things are going to play out with Marie. And it's true, I have been feeling out of it for a little while now. But I do know one thing. That's going to help us.
What do you mean?
I mean that being a psychopathic robot has its perks. Cool heads prevail. And I think this is going to help us make the right choice. The best choice for Marie, sure. But for you and me, too.
Maybe.
Why are you looking at me like that?
It's just... I'm not used to seeing you like this. You sound confident. It suits you. All right, so what do we do?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to tell her that right now. I need to find a different tack. Right now, there isn't much we can do. The doc sounds like she knows what she's doing. They're putting her through a battery of tests. They'll figure things out. So, I think we will have to wait and see.
I can't. No, I just can't. I'm not going to sit here twiddling my thumbs.
We don't have a choice, Jan.
Of course we do. We need to stay on top of the doctors. They need to do their absolute best. Come to think of it, we're not keeping her in this hole. I'll call my dad. I'll bet he'll have a buddy in a private clinic somewhere. We're not leaving anything to chance. Why aren't you saying anything? You're with me, right? We need to fight, don't we?
I don't know, Jan.
What do you mean, I don't know, Diane? If we were in her place, you know very well what she'd be doing. She'd do everything in her power to make sure we pulled through. We owe her that as well, don't we?
I can't take any more illusions of control. You can't always do something, you know? Running around all over the place, yelling at doctors won't help her just because we think it will. It doesn't work that way. It never does. Sometimes you just need to let go.
Let go? Let go of what?
Ez nem a legjobb szóválasztás volt.
Maybe this is why Marie chose me. She knows that I can keep a cool head, that I don't let my emotions take over.
Bullshit. You think this isn't your emotions doing the talking? You go on and on saying that Mom is the worst mother ever. Do you seriously not think you share some of the blame?
What? What do you mean?
You know very well what I mean. She could have died in that car.
Marie was also in the car that day. You remember my little phone? I can't remember why. She was going to town for an errand, I think. I parked in front of her house. She sat in the front, and then... She was by my side when I woke up in the hospital. Jan's right. Marie could have died. And the doctor said that this sort of thing can happen due to trauma from years ago.
Valami ott történt, és valószínűleg amiatt van most szarba.
So it's all my fault then? Are you saying that? All of this is happening because of me?
Of course not. But since the accident, she's given you work. She's done her best to help you. And you just want to let her die? Shit, I'm not going to give up on her. If you hate her, that's your problem.
You're out of your damn mind.
Come on. You're so transparent.
Shut up! I don't want to hear any more of this. I'm leaving.
És megint megy el.
Damn it. Did I really have to go off like that? Maybe she's right. Maybe we should fight, just like Marie taught us. And do I really have to be so angry? Do I really hate my mother?
Oh. Bazd meg. Na. Most komolyan sikerült még egyszer ugyanazt kifognom? Ne szívas. Én azt hittem, hogy nem lehet ismételni. Pedig nagyon úgy néz ki, hogy csak ez az egy opció volt. Hát most mi az Isten van? Egy kicsit kiakadtak, azon veszekedtek, hogy miért ugye őt választotta az anyja, hogy valószínűleg azért, mert sokkal jobban tudja uralni az érzelmeit. No de most... Mi az Isten? Sikerült eltörni? Nem nagyon látok opciókat választásra. Pedig elvileg... Az első az valahol itt volt az elején. Inkább ilyen sztori vége per eleje. Most akár hogyan is forgatom. Se szöveg, se semmi. Hát ez marha jó. Érdekes ez menü. Jó, visszarakott ugyanoda, a fasza. De nem nagyon láttam ilyen opciót fejezetváltásra, vagy újratöltésre. Nem volt semmi most. Mi a rák van?
So, why do you put the elastic bands round their claws? Is it so they don't cut your fingers?
I appreciate the concern, but no, ma'am. Without the
Na, akkor ez a sztori még folytatódik, úgy néz ki.
When the guy said that, my mind jumped to my mother. She used to warn me about people and how dangerous they could be. Even me, she said. Don't trust me. Trust no one but yourself. Oh, it was exhausting.
Fú, az elég durva gyanyát olasz hallani, nem hisz senkivel, még bennem se. Csak önmagadba. Maradt még itt akkor valami. Ez is egy előző sztori, az öngyújtós. Igen, a konyha leégős. Na, vajon itt mi maradt?
Wow! I'd forgotten how muscular you are.
And are you jealous?
No, I like it.
All right, you're my sister. This is super embarrassing, especially since you're drunk off your ass.
Na, legalább jól szórakoztak, be voltak itt csicsentve.
I've always found Jan's presence comforting. She only has to stand by me and I start to breathe easier. It's funny how you forget the obvious stuff as time goes by.
Szóval azért voltak pillanatok, amikor jól meg voltak a tesójával. Csak nem nagyon beszéltek róla így nyíltan.
When will Dad get here?
He'll get here when he gets here. Soon. Don't worry.
I can't wait. Tomorrow we're visiting Buckingham Palace, and Lizzie says I'll get to taste real fish and chips and... Oh, sorry, Junon.
I've never really been jealous of Diane's family. I was too fascinated by the concept of a family. That was an incredible discovery for me, and so beautiful to see. I was also worried for her. She had a dad and a stepsister. She had something to lose. I only had Marie, and Marie is immortal. So I was safe. You see, my little dear, there are some things I'd have loved the chance to tell you. For starters, growing up means figuring out what you really care about and what you're better off without. I never understood why the whole world was such a threat to Marie. It damaged me, growing up that way. Now, I've had enough. Diane has always been a reassuring presence in my life. Although I never knew how to tell her. We had completely different lives. We're not affected by the same things. But I hope it's not too late to tell her that I care about her.
We owe her that as well, don't we?
Tehát mindketten teljesen más életük volt, mert más dolgok hatottak ki rájuk. Ugye végén ennyit mondott. Érdekes. Nem tudom, engem ez gondolkodtat el mindig ez az autó baleset, hogy ez majd hová fog kifutni végül.
She's terrified, actually. My little sister. I need to comfort her. Show her that I'm here for her. That she's not
Akarta
alone.
hívni a fatert, hogy átvigyék az anyut
Right about
egy
now, there's nothing we
jobb
can do for Marie.
kórházba.
Nothing at all.
But
I know this bothers you, and I understand. But that's how it is. It's out of our control. So I'd rather pay attention to what matters the most. Family.
And that's what exactly?
It's you. You're my family, Jen.
What about Mom?
Marie is different. It's just how she is. She's... Sure, we're part of her life, but we can't expect much more than that. Marie, she's alone against the world. I think she'd be furious if she knew she was surrounded with Jesus stuff. This is a former charity hospital. It's not holy ground anymore, but the new owners apparently thought it wouldn't hurt to keep a few statues around. I guess this is as good a place as any to hope for miracles. After all, whether she admits it or not, Mom has one thing in common with the biblical Mary. Both of them had a child whose father was shrouded in mystery, which makes me baby Jesus? I'd prefer not to end up dead on a cross, though.
Well, considering what she's been through. As a kid, I mean.
What is she talking about? What are you talking about? How do you know what she went through as a kid? Did she talk to you?
Once. One night. I didn't really understand. Her dad left when she was like 12 years old. She basically raised her brothers and sisters on her own.
Hold on, what? She has brothers and sisters?
I guess so. And she's the oldest. And at some point, she burned bridges with everyone. Forever.
Az marha jó, még azt se tudta az egyik gyerek, hogy az anyjának vannak
Did I know
testvérei.
this? I kind of remember, but it feels like a blur. Have we talked about this before? Did I forget that too?
De valami volna az emlékeivel
what's
a
important right
csajnak.
You know, Jan, I don't think that Marie has anyone. Not really. She doesn't want to. She can't. She doesn't know how to trust.
True. That is the one thing that's beyond her reach.
But it's not beyond ours. We need to trust each other, otherwise we're
Szóval Mutter nem
screwed.
tudta,
Understand?
hogyan bízzon
Of
másokban.
course I
Tehát nem
understand.
volt meg az az
I've
érzelmi.
spent years trying to get her to pay attention to me.
Nem tudta
And I don't
nézelmi
feel like fighting all
kapcsot
the time.
kiépíteni senkivel se.
Not against you, anyway.
We don't have to anymore.
What? You mean, now that she's fucking dying?
No, I mean, we can decide to do things differently. We don't have to play by her rules, where everyone's out for everyone, kill or be killed. I think that's... I don't know. It might be her history, but it doesn't have to be ours. I'm not even sure she even believes it herself, actually. I'd rather believe that there are people I can always count on. And that they can count on me because I love them and I care for them. People like you, Dididou. Is she crying?
Sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm scared, you know? For Mom. I don't want her to die.
Well, right now, she's still alive. And you know her, she's not going down easy.
I don't think you're anything like a lobster. I think lobsters are disgusting.
Is that right? Me too, come to think of it. Ugh, crap.
What? Is it the doctors?
No, look.
Alex? You should answer.
Are you sure? Are you gonna be okay?
Ask me again and I'll slap you. Of course I'll be okay. You're coming right back, aren't you?
Hát meg kicsoda.
Bet I am, little sis. I don't know what would have happened between your dad and I if you were still here. Would we have agreed on how to raise you, the kind of values to impart? Respect others, be curious and open-minded, and try to beautify the world. At your age, that mostly meant avoid picking your nose in public. I don't think we would have had any trouble getting along in the end. We were on the same wavelength. I trusted him 100% from the first day I met him. He's got that little something in his eyes. This uncanny kindness that's always there.
God damn it, you know.
Okay, pretend I didn't say anything, huh? Hello, Alex. How are you doing, Alex? Oh, I'm so glad to hear from you, Alex.
Did you take it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. I just have no desire to talk about it right now.
The house. Astrid's dollhouse. It used to be in my office and now it isn't. And I need it for work. I'm using it as a reference for level design.
Can I call you later?
Ez még valami
Hold on. Where
babaházat
am I
keres a
right now?
csajon.
I guess I wandered into a
Azt használja
decommissioned part of the
referenciának
hospital.
valami
It was
munkához.
kind of spooky.
No, you cannot call me later. It's easy. Just tell me if you have it. It will take 2 seconds.
Your dad is getting on my nerves. I'm sorry, but it's true. All right, Alex, listen. Okay, come on, keep your cool. Try and be mindful. I have no idea where that house is. And since we're talking about last week, actually, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have showed up unannounced. I don't know what came over me.
What does that mean? Wasn't it nice to see each other again?
Ha nem akarom, hogy ezért találkozzanak, akkor mi van?
You and I never got to talk about some stuff. The birds and bees, how grown-ups cuddle. Although we did have the chance. But I was never comfortable with the idea. Marie wasn't a fan of mother-daughter conversations. When I had my first period, do you know what she told me? Just make sure you don't stain the couch. So I guess as a result, I'm not too good with personal matters either. But still, I have a fond memory of that moment. I had become a woman, just like her. It was astonishing, almost an animalistic feeling. I felt strong, powerful. That's besides the point. I don't know why I did what I did. I don't even know why I went to your house.
Because you wanted to see me.
It's true. I'm telling you, I have no idea why I went. Maybe it was out of habit? I think that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with Alex. His way of figuring stuff out has always fascinated me. I'm woefully unable to make a decision without mulling over it for years. More than anything, I miss his faith. His faith in me. Of course, I wanted to see you. I really care about you, you know? Anyway, it was really stupid, and I probably hurt you.
Come on, Jim, stop that. Last week you were happy. For the first time since I can remember.
What would you know? We haven't seen each other in months.
That is true. And it wasn't my call. You're the one who left. And I respected your choice. I learned how to live without you. And you showed up on my doorstep out of fucking nowhere? What am I supposed to think?
Yeah, he's totally right about that. I'm sorry, Alex. I truly am. I know you're angry and...
I'm not angry.
But I was in a bad place. I didn't know what to do. I needed to see someone.
Why not your sister then? Or call a girlfriend? Even your mother, for that matter. You came to see me because I know what you are feeling. I understand your pain. Don't you think?
No, I don't think so. You don't understand anything. Well, if you really understand, then why do I... Why the hell do I feel so alone?
Nézem, egy kicsit instabil a csaj. Szóval egyedül érzi magát.
No one can understand what I feel. Ever. No one can tell me how to live with this. How to do this. It's a gaping hole in the fabric of life. And living with that big a hole in you it's impossible.
Ujjjjjjjjjjjjjjjj. Viszont már átborult a kocsi. Haladunk előre.
Do you remember your dollhouse? Marie gave it to you. She had built it herself in secret. It was really detailed. There were even miniature figurines of Alex and I for you to play with. Of course you remember. You took to it immediately. You were making up all kinds of stories about daily life where you were the hero.
Megint babaház a babaházban. Ez komoly loop.
It's true. I did it. I stole your house from Alex and threw it away. I don't know why. Could you forgive me? If I had a really good
Elvitte és
reason?
ki is dobta.
This is Polly. Actually, we've known her since high school, but I haven't seen her in a while. She's a great girl, you know. I'm sure your dad will be happy with her. To be honest, I always wondered why he picked me over her back then. Your dad is still making video games, but he quit the big company he used to work for. Now he's making a game on his own. In a way, every game he ever worked on talked about you. The games you were playing together actually gave him tons of ideas for his work.
Na, azt mondja, videójátékokon dolgozott a csávó faterja? Azt mondja, hogy your father.
I thought Alex had gotten rid of that house when he cleaned out your room. After you passed, I never wondered where it was. I just forgot about it. And Alex isn't one for clutter. Some people say that the dead haunt houses. I was afraid that you would haunt that one. Afraid to hear your voice if I stared at it for too long. Alex moved into this place with his new girlfriend about a year ago. He looked happy. Suburban homes aren't my thing, but I was relieved that he had finally left the apartment where the three of us had lived.
Na, nem akarsz sem erre menni. Visszafele.
When I learned that Alex and Pauline were moving in together, I thought he had turned the page. Do you want to know what I felt? It's complicated. I
Hát
think
akkor
I was
Alexa volt pasi,
impressed.
szakítottak,
Once more,
és a
your
csávó
father
meg
had
összeköltözött az új
demonstrated that he was stronger
barátnőjével.
than me, and I'd like to say that I was happy for him.
Tetőjére meg túltette
But in
magát, és
truth,
ez kicsit
I
kiakasztotta a
envied
csajt.
him. He started doing it at work, just so that he could meet his deadlines. Sometimes we did it together, at parties for fun. Oh, all right,
Hát
I
az
know
nem
it's
buli.
bad, but when we knew that you were coming, we stopped. And that's why I was surprised to see some at his place last week. He tried to hide it, but I laughed in his face. I'm not his mom. Still, though, I thought to myself it was a bad sign.
Hát az semmi jót nem jelent. Aha. Vissza, mert nem tudok. Hopp.
Your father had everything. A new girlfriend, a nice house, his life on track. Meanwhile, I was over here, toiling, slowly crawling out of the hole. And I needed to see him, so he could comfort me. Just like before, I thought he owed me that. I pictured Alex alone in his office, using his job as an excuse to play with your house. I found that pitiful. That didn't fit at all with the idea I had of him, always moving forward, never moping around. And then I realized that maybe he wasn't telling me everything about his feelings. Perhaps I threw away that house because I was jealous of Alex's new life. In fact, I might have wanted to show your father what he was losing by losing us.
Ó, jaj, leesett. Hogy Alex a fater. Hogy ezért terhes volt a csaj. Hogy megmutatja az apjának, hogy mit vesztett, kit vesztett az új élete ellenére is.
Perhaps I threw away that house because I was mad at Alex. His whole stuck in nostalgia thing, I found it incredibly offensive. Alex looked gaunt. Not just because of the blow, it was like he'd been crying. I tried to talk to him, ask him how he was doing. He just dodged the question. So I insisted, but he said he wanted to show me something, and He started a video game, something called Night Call. A murder mystery noir where you play a taxi driver. It was really good, but it's hard to have a conversation with a controller
Az
in
egyébként
your
egy
hands.
real játék. Csak mellékesen megjegyzem. És még stimmel is a leírása, ha nem tévedek.
Perhaps I threw away the house to shake up Alex, to get a reaction from him, so he could be mad.
Szóval kidobta, hogy valami reakciót váltson ki az Alexből, hogy kicsit felrázza. Hogy egész ennyire vissza.
We had a great night in the end. We drank beers, we played, we laughed, and after a while, he asked me what I was doing there. Really, I thought about telling him the truth, but instead I kissed him. I don't know what came
Szóval
upon me.
azért ment oda, mert el akartam mondani valószínűleg, hogy terhes.
He kissed me, and more.
Azt
It was
lefeküdtek.
very nice. Much more intense
Vagy
than
akkor lett
it
terhes
used to be
éppenséggel.
before. And it made me want to cry because that was way too late.
De már késő volt.
Perhaps I threw away that house because that was my gift to him. Perhaps I thought he needed this old relic out of his life. Like he needed me out of his life.
Azért dobta ki, mert egy régi relikvia az életéből, amit jobbnak látott eltüntetni, úgyhogy a csajt is eltüntette a csávó a saját életéből, és az utolsó nyoma volt ennek az egésznek.
I was jealous, a bit petty, conflicted, and on top of that, I was a dollhouse thief. But there was something else, something that really hurt me, and that I'm only understanding now. I was ashamed. I came to demand support from Alex. I thought it was unfair that he was already happy again. But when I came across that dollhouse, I realized that he missed you as much as I did, which is actually why I threw it away. That's the reason. The dollhouse was proof that for years I had been blinded. I was ashamed to only realize now that he too was hurting.
I understand your pain. Don't you think?
How is this possible? How did I not realize that he was hurting too? And how come he never told me about it? Well, how about you, Alex? Should we talk about that?
What? What do you mean?
How many times have we talked about Astrid together? About her death? Dozens of times? Hundreds, maybe?
That's because we needed to.
I needed that. That was the only thing I could talk about, and Alex was always there to listen to me. To check how I'm doing, to inquire about my feelings, to assess my needs, to ask if there was anything else he could do. You're right. We needed to. But each time, we were actually talking about me, never about you.
Come on, again with this shit. Pauline is always trying to make me talk to. I don't have anything to say. What am I supposed to say?
There's no way you never felt the need to talk about those feelings. That whole time when you finally got me to calm down and fall asleep, How did you feel? What did you think?
I don't know. I can't remember. Why are you dragging this up now?
Because I never thought to ask you back then.
Well, that's all right. I'm okay. I was okay.
Hát ez nem hangzott túl őszintén.
He's still doing it. He's still trying to protect me all the time. He needs to understand that things have changed. Yes, it is my fault. You were alone with your sadness. But now I'm thinking to myself that it wasn't fair. You know, I just realized something and I'm so ashamed about it. You're hurt too, and that didn't even occur to me until now.
I was thinking about you.
Not about Astrid?
When I was alone at night, I was thinking about what I needed to do to help you get better. That's all I thought about. You needed me. That kept me going. And now that you're no longer here...
I lived in fear of everything for a long time. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of making mistakes, fear of not being good enough, not smart enough. And Alex was an antidote against all these fears. At least, as long as they were all in my head. But you know, since what happened to you, I haven't feared anything. Perhaps because I don't have much left to lose. I can take care of myself. You were the best support one could hope for. And that's why I now feel confident to do it on my own. You're free now.
Free from what?
Free to face your own emotions and deal with them, to heal your own pain.
You know, if I ever think too much about her, about how much I miss her, I have to stop. It makes me dizzy, it scares me. I'm pathetic.
Of course you're not. I understand.
I'm trying to live with it, you know? But missing you on top of missing her, it's too much. I need you.
Listen, Alex. How do I tell him? It was very nice. But it was also completely stupid.
Don't say that. Why are you saying that?
You know why. We can't be doing this. Things are different between us now.
They don't have to be. Things could even be better.
Stop it.
You know I'm right. Deep down you know it. Everything that happened to us, it helped us. There was a reason. Maybe all of this means we are supposed to come back together. Stronger.
Bullshit.
Why?
What about Pauline?
Pauline is... great. I'll talk to her.
Ó,
It will be hard, but she'll understand.
What will she understand? That your crazy ex has suddenly decided to return after dumping you, after she killed your...
Don't even go there.
That's a really stupid
jó.
idea, Alex.
Valahogy sejtettem, csak
People
nem
don't
akartam
change. And you know how I
mondani.
am.
I do. I've known since day one.
De akkor valószínűleg az volt az 5 évvel azelőtti eset, amiről a húga is említett pár mondatot. Akkor nekik volt közös gyerekük, csak valószínűleg a gyerek az meghalt. És akkor ők ugye szakítottak. Most a csáv hogy egy új csajjal van, de nem nagyon klappolott a dolog. Most tolja ugye ezt a klasszik szöveget, hogy hát legyenek újra együtt, majd erősebbek lesznek, meg minden. De hát ugye a csaj is éppen próbálna tovább lépni, vagy hát ő meg tovább lépett, úgy érzi.
We met in high school as juniors. It feels like a lifetime ago. We only had one class in common. Film studies. And we had completely opposite tastes. But I immediately liked something about him. His high-speed internet. Hey, back in the day, it was a precious gift, especially in our podunk town. All of a sudden, you could pirate movies from all over the world. A dream. That was a million years ago.
Was it? I fell in love with you as you are. And I still believe in us. Don't you? Don't you miss it? Don't you want everything to be just like before?
I think... Yes, I think I do.
It's not too late.
You really think so?
I know so.
I'm on my way then.
Like, now?
Yes? Shouldn't I?
Yes. Yes, come over.
Wait for me, I'm coming.
Megint a Verda. Hát, ez egy kicsit elhamarkodott döntés volt a részéről, hogy megint összejön az
After all,
ex-ével.
why not? Maybe he's right.
Na, nem hiszem.
Maybe I was just wrong about all this. That wouldn't be the first time I screwed up. The three of us were so happy together. Maybe Alex and I can still be happy?
Ouch. Könyv. Mi 1000 arc, vagy mi volt ráírva?
You know, my little phone. In life,
Jesus, hol vagyunk,
you only
bakker?
have two ways out.
Oh,
Either
jaj, monitor.
escaping or disappearing. But sometimes you're unable to disappear. And escaping from yourself, well, that sure ain't easy.
Ó, szegény Bambi.
So, when that happens, in your opinion, what's left to do? We can try to find out together if you want.
Wow. Azért ennyire nem akartam visszatekerni. No, no.
When Diane and I were little, Mary would tell us bedtime stories. She would make up animal fables with all kinds of mystery and conflict. Savage world, she called it. Female wolves, bears, or scorpions would find them that they could always manage it on their own, swindling and betraying the boorish, idiotic males. Mary wanted us to be strong, courageous, and independent women. Except, it also made me a bit fearful of the world. Alex gifted me most of these books. It started as a joke. But as time passed, there were more and more. It goes back to the film studies days, in high school. We barely knew one another. The teacher had prompted us to write a few scenes from a comedy. And I couldn't do it. And then one morning, your dad gave me a book and told me, check this out, since you're so not funny. Bring the funny, the essential companion for the comedy screenwriter. It made me laugh. And, well, truth be told, I was charmed that he cared about me, so I read his dumb book, and believe it or not, the next few scenes I wrote were really funny. But then it turned into a habit. Every time I had an issue, Alex would find the book to address it. Some of the worst titles too. How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Who Moved My Cheese? I was reading them casually, but they still helped me move on. Alex would call it the emergency library. Every problem has a book, he said. But when I found myself alone, the library didn't work anymore.
Tehát minden problémára talált a csávó egy könyvet, amit elküldött neki. Csak arra nem volt éppen egy könyv, amikor ugye egyedül maradt. Tehát az egyedül létre nem volt könyv, nem volt megoldás ebben a könyvtárban.
At first, I stayed in the apartment for days. I wouldn't go outside. I barely recognized my own voice when I opened the door for food deliveries. I could have disappeared. No one would have known. Yet, amid the silence, if you listen carefully, you can hear some things. The air traveling through the lungs, the bowels gurgling, the teeth grinding, even a heart beating.
Napokig maradt ebben az apartmanban, a lakásban, és a saját hangját is akkor hallottam, amikor a pizzafutárnak ajtót nyitott. Hát ugye legtöbben, amúgy, akik ilyen panelházakban laknak, 10 év alatt a saját szomszéduk nevét se tudják. A legtöbbször. No.
That much is clear now. In fact, Alex and Marie are like two sides of the same coin for me.
Alex és Mary az érme két oldala számára.
Marie was a model of strength, of courage and determination.
Mary az erő.
admires her, but she is completely unattainable. Alex was my crutch, my unwavering support. I came to believe that I would crumble without him. And I was dependent on her as much as him, unable to manage on my own. But that was before.
Alone. Jó nagy
I
panellakás.
guess you understand now, my little fawn. Your dad and I separated. And for the first time in my life, I was living alone. At 34 years old, I had no idea how to do that. And he didn't fix everything. But come to think of it, it may be the reason I began looking for who I really was.
Szóval 34 évesen hagyta ott a csávót. És úgy a nulláról egyedül kezdte megint el. És meg kellett találnia megint önmagát.
I lived surrounded with cardboard boxes for months. I was unable to open them. It was physically impossible, but it didn't bother me much. I've never been a homemaker anyway. Also, if I had an off day, I could always blame it on those boxes, instead of blame it on the life that was put away in those boxes. I think I just figured out why I love movies so much. When I was a teenager, my life didn't seem real. I couldn't say for sure that I existed, but in movies, people had pure and intense emotions. I loved that. Any fiction was a documentary to me. When I found myself alone, I fell back into that zone. I watched hundreds of movies, obscure comedies, blockbusters, absurd schlock. I was looking for a template that would explain to me how to feel. Except it didn't work this time. I needed more. From the day you died, I had been sleeping a lot. I was still tired when I woke up, but at least it passed the time. Then everything changed. Sleeplessness kicked in. I spent my nights trying to understand, what am I still doing here? Do you remember this cup? Every morning you would drink your hot cocoa from it. I had to take it out of the dishwasher so many
de
times.
gyereké
I
volt.
wanted nothing else. It was in a box for a while. I thought about it sometimes when I thought about you. It was there. One day I pulled it out of one of the boxes. I wanted a hot cocoa, and it slipped out of my hands.
És összetört.
My heart skipped a beat in that moment. I held my breath for 1 second. And then... nothing. I just picked up the pieces one by one and threw them in the garbage. I wondered whether I was a monster for not feeling devastated. But now I know that I'm not. I stayed strong. And it turns out that being able to do that changed everything. That day I realized that I was strong and that I could do it alone.
Tehát csak azért kérdezte magát, hogy rossz embere, mert egy gyereknek a poharát összetört, és kidobta néhány pillanat után a szemétbe. Egy olyan emléket, egy olyan valamit, ami egy számára közeli emberhez tartozott, akit elvesztett, és hogy ő most egy rossz ember lenne, nem, és rájött, nem rossz ember, csak erős, és túllépett egyedül ezen az egészen.
Then I understood. I turned on my computer and I started typing. Not a soap opera episode like I was writing before you died. It was something personal. And I think it was important.
Elkezdett írni valami személyeset, valami fontosat.
A movie script. A beautiful, kind of sad story. It could be a nice feature if I ever finish it one day. I was surprised to feel the desire to write, but now I understand how priceless it was. It allowed me to switch roles. I was no longer the grieving mother, or the young divorcee, or the daughter of. I was writing. I was becoming an author. I was inventing a reality that was just as valid as another. You know, I was telling the truth earlier when I said that there were only two ways out in life. But whether you escape or disappear, in the end you're doing the same thing. Now I understand that I had to find another way. And complete solitude allowed me to face the void and to rewrite myself. It was the only way for me to change completely, from the ground up.
Don't you want everything to be just like before?
Wow! Az egy kemény a sztori, függetlenül attól. Nem fordítok mindent, az meg annyira jó, hogy egyszerűen nem akarok belepufázni megállás nélkül. nagyon jó a szöveg, nagyjából átjön így a lényeg. Nagyon kemény ez a gondolatmenet, amit itt azért így levezet. Azért kevés ilyen játékban van ilyesmi. Wow. Hát reméltem, hogy nem lesz annyira rövid, hogy ezt egy streambe le tudjam húzni, mert nem nagy a játék. Úgyhogy ezt meghagyom a végét holnapra, mert ez kegyetlen jó. Kegyetlen. Ezt kicsit át akarnám most így ráállni, meg át akarnám gondolni, hogy mi minden volt ebben a részben. Wow. Tehát kiderült, hogy ez itt a csajnak a kapcsolata a tesójával, az anyjával se volt éppen a legjobb. Küzdött az anyja népszerűséggel azzal, hogy egy híres festő volt, és ez az egész gyerekkorára ez hogyan, miként kihatott, hogy ez nem volt annyira pozitív, meg jó a gyerekkora. Ott van ugye, hogy fiatalon lett anya, elvált, miután a gyerek az meghalt. Ó, az egy kőkemény. Nem gondoltam, hogy ez ennyire durva lesz. Ez az egész. Wow. De a kalappal eddig nagyon jó. Eddig tetszik. Srácok, remélem nektek is tetszett. Holnap meg várok vissza mindenkit, vagy hát így a videó, ha remélem YouTube-on átment. Remélem a következő rész is be fog jönni, a vége. Mert kíváncsi vagyok, hogy ez a sztori hogy fog véget érni. Eddig is jó éjszakát, vigyázzatok magatokra. Hello.